Good morning. It's Saturday, January 7th. Today I think we have to talk about something that's really important, and I want to tell you what it is, and I'm going to start any moment. We have to talk about George Santos. Seems to be the forgotten man in this entire rigmarole that is going on in Congress. So Santos has looked at this situation and he has decided to take advantage of it. He's ready to get sworn in. But before he takes the oath of office, he wants a couple of items. Just as those renegades on the right want items from Kevin McCarthy. Santos wants a few items for himself. So he has requested that he be the leader of a brand new committee that Congress would set up. And he would have the sole right to pick the members on this committee. And he has decided that he is going to call this committee the Constitutional Congress Custodial Committee. And he wants to be the chief custodian of Congress. And he has made several requests that he feels that would be appropriate to do a great job running the custodial staff in Congress. He's requested a staff of 10 or 15 people, so to speak. But that's not all he wants. He's looking for some equipment, too. He doesn't believe that just the ordinary brooms and cloths are enough to clean Congress up. He has recognized the fact that all this shit that has been going on in Congress has been piling up. So he wants high-powered vacuum cleaners and shovels for him and his team in order to keep the halls of Congress neat and clean so that when and if anything comes up on TV, people would not recognize the fact that Congress has thrown so much shit around. And that's just one of the qualifications that he's asking for. He also wants a staff of people who are experienced in the art of cleaning up. So he's not adverse to hiring some from the Secret Service or the FBI to help him. In fact, he's thinking that his vice chairman could be somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she throws a lot of shit around, and if he had her on his side, she could help him recognize the proper shit that has to be removed. He might even consider bringing Carrie Lake in as an associate because she almost won the election in Arizona throwing shit around. So he has some great ideas, and he's getting ready to prepare them for when Congress is prepared to allow him to swear in. Now, there may be some people who are objecting. There are many in Congress who will object to him setting this custodial staff up because they don't want the public to recognize the fact that they throw so much shit around. You know, congressmen they're kind of embarrassed. You know, they can be embarrassed if people find out all the stuff that they do. And another thing he's asking for is a special donor fund to be set up for him. And he wants to call that the Custodial Cleanup Donor Fund. And of course, anybody who gives money to that fund will not have to admit it. That will be sort of like campaign funding. And the other quest that he would like to do is he would like to not have to run for his new job every couple of years. He would sort of like this to be a senatorial type job where he has a 6-year term of office and not a 2-year term of office. So when I look at this proposition that he has put before Congress, I think it has a good chance of passing. Because when I watch these guys at work, they do a lot of shit, but nothing gets done. And they definitely need somebody the caliber of George Santos to clean it up. And just remember this, Santos is an accomplished fibber. So when he goes about cleaning up all this shit, you won't even know that it ever occurred. He may figure out a story or two to tell people about the amount of shit that he cleaned up that really didn't exist. Or maybe it hasn't really been cleaned up. I do not know if Congress has closets in their chambers, because it wouldn't be beyond George Santos to hide all the shit in the closet. And maybe he would pick up pieces of material that would come into great use for him in the future. Little tidbits that he could use to put pressure on congressmen and senators. So I think George Santos is a lot smarter than we give him credit for. If he's prepared to go ahead and try to become the head custodian of Congress. Remember, if he had that job, he wouldn't have to do much in the way of running and figuring out what to do for this country. He would just have to take care of this confined space. Yeah, I know it's a big building, but still it's not like worrying about what's going on around the whole country, And if he gets an adequate staff of ex-FBI agents, ex-Secret Service, maybe a couple of National Guardsmen thrown in, guys who are used to cleaning up shit, he would do fine. So let's wait and see if he's really going to be sworn in on his terms and not the usual terms for anybody who was newly voted into Congress. So I give you that. George Santos, head custodian, keeper of the shit. And I think Congress would be making a big mistake if they don't recognize Santos' talents and swear him in to clean up their shit. I leave you with that this morning. Have a great day. Bye.